Good morning. Good morning. We are here early on our Friday for our goal setting. So today is a little bit different. I don't want to go through step by step each and every single goal and step like we normally do. Instead, I am just going to guide you down to the goal setting workbook in the description so you can follow along if you'd like. We're going to have some coffee. We are going to have a chat. We are going to set some goals. I'm going to go over my goals from last week because I did not hit them all. So, and we're going to discuss how, in those cases, how I re strategize and make sure that everything still gets hit. So, you know the routine. Let's just get started. So I first things first, I have my goals from last week written down as always. I always write my goals down. Why? Because then I know exactly what goals I set. And that's so important to staying on track because if it's basically confirmation bias. If you know what confirmation bias is, it's basically just in general your willingness to believe yourself. So if you already believe something is true, especially if you want it to be true, you are more likely to believe it's true and ignore other signs. So if you write down your goals, you can know exactly what you planned, what you wanted to hit, and you will be more likely to hit those goals because you don't have the same confirmation bias. You're not looking at the fact that you want to have hit all of your goals, despite the fact that maybe you set some goals and you didn't quite hit them. So, perfect example. I set some goals last week. I did not hit them. And so I thought today it would be a really good time to kind of show you how I change things and how I rejig my plans in order to kind of go back and catch up on goals that I didn't catch. So, my very first goal was to have my study plan guide published. And I did that. So, that was a check mark for me. Awesome. I didn't. My second goal is what I did not get accomplished. And I wanted to make a video or at least start and script out a video about my favorite note pens for note taking because that is a question I get quite often. What kind of I've talked about it many times. Sorry, dogs here. I prefer to handwrite my notes. I like to handwrite them because it keeps me more focused, more involved in the lecture. And so that is a really big part of my personal learning strategy. It doesn't necessarily work for everyone. I am an incredibly slow writer. And so my notes are incredibly messy and I work that into my study routine. So there's a lot of steps there, but the takeaway from that is I like to use a pen. This is not my favorite pen, but I do love this pen. So I wanted to make a video all about my favorite pens for note taking and how I counteract my messy notes. But I didn't get to that. So I'm going to put it back on my list, but not for today. I'm not going to have time in the next couple of weeks to do that video because of holidays. So holidays are going to kind of mess with that. I've got a couple weeks holidays with my family coming up, so I'm not going to be able to really focus on making a video that has so many cuts. I want to show me writing with the pens and stuff like that. And so I cannot commit to it, but I can outline it. So now instead of making my favorite pens for note taking, I'm just going to outline pens video. But I know I'm not going to have time to really record it because it's going to take so many shots. I did that. I'm still working on the next one. I had some marketing things. I'm getting ready to launch another a promotion for my study skills course and my study skills membership. Um, and so in the month of August, I'm going to have a promotion launch for that, for getting ready to go back to school. I know, it's July. You don't want to think about going back to school, but that is what I'm working on. So I started with my marketing plan. We're going to continue with the marketing plan. Study course launch. And so I'm going to be having a promo in August because it is the beginning of the year. So I'm really excited about that. I did the billing. I'm still working on billing and accounting. That is all more back end stuff. And I wanted to work on a planner article. I also did not do that. We're going to outline that. So that one I might be able to get a little bit more done for that one because it is an article versus a I should probably also make outline pen article. Just for those of you that prefer to read instead of watching. So for outlining the two articles, I think those have a little bit more flexibility. I don't have to film, I don't have to have silence, I don't have to shut the house down for an hour for me to be able to film a whole bunch of different angles. So that gives me a little bit more flexibility. So I don't have to worry so much about that. So those two I can outline. But that's already 4 items on my list. And as you know, I don't like really setting more than 3 to 5 goals because then you're really in a crunch. But luckily, these are smaller goals. To outline the videos and the articles, I just have to kind of put it together, put the shots together, storyboard it, and do some research. Well, for my favorite pens, I don't have to do any research, but for the other ones, I might. But in any case, I'm really, really excited about the stuff that's going to be happening this week. It's I can't believe it's already getting so close to back to school time. So while you guys are still enjoying the rest of your summer bucket list, I have to start preparing to get all of my information that you guys are going to need to really kind of rock that first month, that first semester back to school. So I'm getting all of that in order. I would love to hear your goals and how you did on your goals. Like I said, I fell short, and I'm always honest when I fall short on my weekly goals, because it's really important to not constantly portray this air of perfection and that everybody's always got it together and everything is perfectly aesthetic, and that real people don't hit their targets every single week, because there are times we don't. And I think it's really, really important to show that, and how it's not a failure. It's an opportunity to realign and look at your priorities and say, maybe I bit off a little bit more than I could chew. Instead of doing an entire video, I'm going to do some outlines. So I have to do those outlines. I'm going to have to do a couple more outlines in the coming weeks. And that's okay. It's okay to have to kind of shift priorities and scale back on your goals when you bite off too much. So I do have 4 very ambitious goals for this week, and I hope you will share your goals with me. Again, you can always DM me over on Instagram at Absolutely Studying. You can email me. My contact information is in the description along with that goal setting planner. So grab that, scoop that up. That is really going to help you to walk through step by step by step and be able to set your goals, reflect on your previous goals, and go through all of the steps to really create a plan that's going to help you to stay on track and stay accountable. So, next week, our Friday, it's still on. I am going to do our monthly goal setting instead of weekly, though. And that is just because of holidays. I don't know if I'll be able to squeeze a live stream in on Tuesday or Wednesday, which is normally when I like doing our monthly goal setting live streams. But I do really want to be able to do those monthly goal setting with you. So we're going to do it next Friday. The schedule is already up. I will post it when we get closer because otherwise it just gets lost in notifications. So, but I will see you here next Friday, same bat time, same bat channel. In the meantime, I hope you have an amazing adventure.